Tiyakin na matibay ang pagkakagawa ng bahay o gusali. Itali ang mga mabibigat na kagamitan o kasangkapan sa dingding upang maiwasan ang pagkahulog. Ang mga babasagin, mga nakalalasong kemikal at mga bagay na madaling magliyab ay dapat na nakatago sa pinakailalim na bahagi ng mga istante at hindi madaling magalaw o matapon. Maging pamilyar sa mga tinatawag na exit routes, alamin kung nasaan ang fire extinguisher, first aid kit, alarmang pangligtas at emergency exits at communication facilities. Maghanda ng emergency supply kit na naglalaman ng debateryang transistor, flashlight, first aid kit, tubig na maiinom, candy, mga dilata at iba pang ready-to-eat na pagkain, pito at gas mask. At higit sa lahat, magsagawa at lumahok ng regular na earthquake drill. Tandaan, susi sa mabisang pagpaplano sa kalamidad ay ang kahandaan.
This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
We're working to connect a region of over 600 cultural bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Maricar Velasco delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. On today's headlines. President Rodrigo Duterte on Wednesday appealed to Congress to consider passing legislative measures to benefit Filipino workers, especially on security of tenure and self-organization. The Philippines is committed to join Japan and 5 member countries of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in operating an insurance facility to strengthen financial resilience among ASEAN member states and climate change and natural disasters. After the successful launch of Guerrero and Happy Ang Buhay the Musical, 2 films that have won international critical acclaim, EBC Films is set to produce Guerrero 2, Tuloy ang Laban, The Fight Continues. President Rodrigo Duterte on Wednesday appealed to Congress to consider passing legislative measures to benefit Filipino workers, especially on security of tenure and self-organization. Duterte made this call as he pointed out that although the executive has taken strides to ban illegal contracting or ENDO last year, it is unfortunate how the plight of workers remain the same. Duterte said in his Labor Day message, despite this yearly observance, the plight of the workers, especially those who choose to leave their families so they may earn better compensation abroad, remains the same. This is why his administration has implemented measures within its powers to afford full protection to labor and promote equal work opportunities for all. On Labor Day last year, Duterte signed Executive Order 51 to ban the practice of ENDO, or end of contract, a practice that violates the employee's security of tenure. He also certified as urgent the passage of the Security of Tenure Bill, which will require contractors to strictly follow the provision in the Labor Code that provides that an employee working in the company for 6 months have to be deemed a regular employee. The president hopes that Congress will follow suit by also passing bills to ensure that workers have the legal right to keep their jobs. Duterte says he remains optimistic that 1 year since he issued Executive Order 51 implementing existing constitutional and statutory provisions against illegal contracting, his counterparts in Congress will consider passing much-needed legislative measures that will fully protect the workers' rights, especially to security of tenure and self-organization. Duterte, meanwhile, wished all Filipino workers a meaningful commemoration for their valuable contributions to the nation's progress. He said the observance of Labor Day should inspire all sectors to create an environment conducive to workers' personal and professional growth and development. Labor Day is declared as a regular holiday where workers get full pay. They are entitled to receive double of their basic pay if they work on a regular holiday. Several journalists have filed a petition for intervention before the Supreme Court and asked the High Court to order the lifting of the ban on Rappler's coverage of President Rodrigo Duterte's activities. The petition was filed by former SC spokesperson Theodore Te on behalf of 41 journalists and columnists who included broadcast journalist Atom Araulio, Mariz Umali, Rafi Tima, former Inquirer.net editor-in-chief John Neri, Philippine Daily Inquirer reporter Marlon Ramos, Inday Varona, and PDI columnist Solita Monsod. The petition said while petitioners in intervention have not been physically barred from reporting on the president's activities, the ban articulated by the president in his March 1, 2018 speech is already in place, and it extends not only to Rappler and to its reporters and staff, but also to any journalist who would write or broadcast anything that the president deems to be fake news. The ban on Rappler stemmed from the Securities and Exchange Commission's revocation of the media outfit's license to operate after the commission ruled it violated the constitutional restriction on media ownership when it issued Philippine depository receipts to foreign entity Omidyar. Rappler appealed the decision and announced the PDRs had been donated by Omidyar to Rappler managers. Malaysian authorities incinerated almost 4 tons of elephant tusks and ivory products worth $3.2 million on Tuesday as they cracked down on rampant wildlife smuggling across the country's borders. The small Southeast Asian nation has become a transit point in the illicit trade in ivory, which typically arrives from Africa and is sent on to major Asian markets such as China and Vietnam. Officials torched 3.92 tons of tusks and ivory products seized at Malaysia's ports and airports between 2011 and 2017, according to Xavier Jagayumar, the Minister of Water, Land and Natural Resources. The massive stash destroyed in an incinerator was worth an estimated 13.3 million ringgit or $3.2 million. The global trade in elephant ivory, with rare exceptions, has been outlawed since 1989 after populations of the African giants dropped from millions in the mid-20th century to around 600,000 by the end of the 1980s. Ivory and other rare animals' parts are prized for their use in traditional medicine in some Asian countries, despite the fact that there is no scientific proof of their medical benefits. Seizures of animals' parts occur frequently across Asia. Earlier in April, Singapore found over 25 tons of pangolin scales in 2 separate seizures just days apart. The pangolin is the world's most heavily trafficked mammal. Indonesian prosecutors Monday demanded a 20-year jail term for a French man accused of drug trafficking, a crime punishable by execution under the country's tough smuggling laws. Felix Dorfin was arrested in September carrying a false-bottomed suitcase filled with 4 kilograms or 8.8 pounds of cocaine, ecstasy, and amphetamines at the airport in Lombok, a holiday island next to Bali, according to authorities. Lead prosecutor Ginung Pratidina told a court in Lombok Monday that Dorfin, 35, had been legally and convincingly proven guilty. But he asked for a 20-year prison sentence and that Dorfin pay a whopping 10 billion rupiah or $700,000 fine or serve an additional year in jail. Indonesian courts have been known to go beyond prosecutors' demands, so Dorfin could still be at risk of execution by firing squad if convicted. A date for the verdict has not been set. The accused drug trafficker looked down and shook his head as he listened to the sentencing recommendation. The French man made headlines in January when he escaped from a police detention center and spent nearly 2 weeks on the run before he was captured. A female police officer was arrested for allegedly helping Dorfin escape from jail in exchange for 14.5 million rupiah. Indonesia has executed several foreign drug smugglers in the past, including Australians Andrew Chan and Muran Sukumaran, the accused ringleaders of the Bali 9 heroin smuggling gang. Its only female member was released from jail last year. Indonesia has not executed anyone since 2016, but a number of foreigners are still on death row, including a cocaine smuggling British grandmother and Serge Atalayui, a Frenchman who has been on death row since 2007. An army of yellow-shirted volunteers dressed like scouts fan out across Thailand doing menial tasks, a projection of unity and loyalty to the unassailable crown ahead of the coronation early in May. The volunteer program started by King Maha Vajiralongkorn in 2017 has evolved as a way for Thais, organized by companies, state agencies, and even retirees on a local level, to conduct acts of civic service in the new monarch's name. Many will volunteer around the Grand Palace during the King's 3-day coronation ceremony.
แสดงพลังเพื่อแสดงพลังในเรื่องการจงรักภักดีต่อพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวนะครับในการที่ช่วงเวลาที่มีพิธีบรมราชาภิเษกซึ่งในเดือนพฤษภาคมนี้นะครับเพื่อชาวบริษัทไปรษณีย์ไทยก็เลยจัดให้มีโครงการจิตอาสาขึ้นนะครับซึ่งใน
Yes, we go out to join the activity for cleaning the canal or to clean the community or the houses too, and we have I think that is made really useful, yes, for Thai people, yes, to build the volunteer mind in everyone to help society, help our country, yes.
Visiting the Philippines, Manila or Quezon City is a popular destination. But oftentimes the hustle and bustle of the city can be more stressful on your vacation. So when you feel the need to reconnect to nature or relax again, there's a beautiful oasis just outside of the city called the Garden at Ciudad de Victoria. That you can see here include hydrangea, snapdragon, and stargazers. They're truly beautiful. The gardens at Ciudad de Victoria are so peaceful, tranquil, and beautiful that it's become a haven for young couples and a very popular venue for engagement photos. The next time you want an escape from the big city, the garden at Ciudad de Victoria is a wonderful place to visit.
Welcome back. The Philippines is committed to join Japan and 5 member countries of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in operating an insurance facility to strengthen financial resilience among ASEAN member states amid climate change and natural disasters. This was confirmed in a statement issued on Tuesday by Finance Secretary Carlos U. Dominguez III. The statement said Dominguez assured Japan Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Taro Aso of the Philippines' commitment to sign the Memorandum of Understanding on the establishment of the Southeast Asia Disaster Risk Insurance Facility, or SEADRIF. The head of the Department of Finance said the signing would occur when the ASEAN Finance and Central Bank deputies hold their regular meeting with their East Asian partners Japan, South Korea, and China scheduled in Fiji in May. Also had urged Dominguez to make the Philippines a part of SEADRIF during their recent bilateral meeting held on the sidelines of the annual World Bank International Monetary Fund spring meeting in Washington, D.C. Also said he hopes they can consider signing the MOU at the ASEAN +3 meeting to be held in May. He raised the issue because Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Singapore, and Japan have already signed the MOU, and this is insurance against natural disasters. The signing was held at the ASEAN +3 Finance and Central Bank Deputies meeting last December 14. Dominguez said the Philippines will definitely sign up for the SEADRIF since it is already familiar with the insurance facility. He also said they are already doing the parametric insurance with the World Bank, so they are quite familiar with this and that they will definitely sign the MOU in Fiji. The Philippines successfully placed on the international market in December last year its parametric insurance policy with a maximum cover of 20.49 billion pesos that can cover quick liquidity to national and local governments. This program provides coverage for national and local government assets against natural calamities, including public elementary and high schools in 25 disaster-prone provinces in the country's eastern seaboard. The first product of this facility, which was formed with technical support from the World Bank, is the establishment of a regional catastrophe risk insurance program for Laos, PDR, and Myanmar. By signing the MOU, the countries agreed to collaborate on setting up and operating SEADRIF, which is initially co-chaired by Japan and Singapore. The head of the Philippine Navy contingent to the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus, or ADMM Plus, Maritime Security Field Training Exercise 2019, together with the captain of BRP Andres Bonifacio, paid a courtesy call on the fleet commander of the Republic of Korea Navy Tuesday. Captain Jonathan Zata, PN spokesperson, said Naval Task Group 80.6 Commander Captain Roy Vincent Trinidad and BRP Andres Bonifacio skipper Captain Jerry Garrido were joined by naval representatives from Brunei, China, India, Malaysia, Singapore, and were formally received by Vice Admiral Park Ki-kyun at ROK Navy Fleet Headquarters. He said these navies will form the first part of the maritime training exercises of the ADMM Plus. The South Korean naval officers thanked all the representatives of the participating navies for visiting Korea. He believed that the efforts rendered throughout the planning of this exercise will be fruitful. Park said with the increased maritime threats, the collective effort of their navies is important in the region. They need to enhance their cooperation in maritime security and counterterrorism. Meanwhile, Trinidad thanked the ROK Navy for welcoming the PN contingent on its arrival on April 27. Both the ROK Navy and the Republic of Singapore Navy co-chair in this year's exercise. The first part of the maritime training exercise will be held by the ROK Navy in Busan from April 29 to May 2. The U.S. Navy will be also participating in these drills. The favorable arbitration ruling on the $1.1 billion tax case between the Malampaya Consortium and the Commission on Audit, or COA, would entice investors to pursue exploration activities in the country. Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusis said The Department of Energy welcomes this latest development in the International Chamber of Commerce, or ICC, arbitration case. They have always upheld the position that the tax regime for petroleum service contracts is legal and valid. This victory would go a long way in giving exploration and development activities in the country a much-needed, long overdue boost, as investors will now have renewed confidence in the upstream gas industry. The DOE has been urging investors to explore to help the country build its power supply. He said last year the country was grossly trailing behind its neighbors in terms of petroleum exploration and development activities. During the launch of a new round of energy contracting exploration program, Cusi said it is high time they step up. They need to attain energy security and sustainability to minimize their vulnerability to global oil price shocks. The ICC decided in favor of the Malampaya Consortium with a unanimous vote of 3-0. The ICC is a global organization that provides services to resolve disputes in international business with headquarters in Paris, France. Service Contract 38, which governs the Malampaya project, provides for dispute resolution under the arbitration rules of the ICC. The Senate Committee on Energy, the proponent of the Drill program, said there is no longer a legal impediment for investors to undertake oil and natural gas exploration now that the arbitration court in Singapore has finally resolved the tax case between Shell Philippines Explorations BV and the government. The Petroleum Association of the Philippines also said the ruling will revive the oil and gas exploration industry. The case stemmed from a COA ruling that overruled the petition of the Malampaya Consortium that income tax was already imputed in the government's 60% share in the Malampaya royalties. The tax, it argued, was deductible from the government's share of the Malampaya earnings.
What better way to get tan and spend time under the sun than with friends and family? Maligaya Summer Blast 2019, open to general public. Take a splash with its newest attraction, the Wave Swimming Pool. Tickets sold separately. Create perfect happy summer moments to look back to at the garden and many more. Build new friendships that will last forever at these fun CFO activities. Or scream your heart out with songs of summer of these cool bands. So don't forget the dates. May 4 to 5, 2019 at the Philippine Arena Complex, Bocaue, Bulacan. Put your sunblock and flip-flops on and make this summer unforgettable. Maligaya Summer Blast 2019. See you there!
Welcome back. After the successful launch of Guerrero and Happy Ang Buhay the Musical, two films that have won international critical acclaim, EBC Films is set to produce Guerrero 2, Tuloy ang Laban, The Fight Continues. This was announced by directors Stephen Cruz and Carlo Ortega Cuevas in a story conference held at the Movie Stars Cafe, Quezon City last April 22, 2019. Guerrero is a story of the struggles of Ramon Guerrero, a boxer, and his relationship with his younger brother Miguel. The sequel will focus on Miguel, who, like his brother, overcomes his own challenges in life. According to director Cuevas, the film will adopt the same treatment as the first movie, but the approach will be different. The sequel will capture how Miguel will face obstacles at such a young age. Julio Cesar Sabenorio, who plays Miguel, is both nervous and excited about his role. He's thankful for the opportunity and says he will never forget the experience. Sabenorio won the Philippine Movie Press Club Star Awards Movie Child Performer of the Year in 2018. Sabenorio is joined by actor Genesis Gomez, who plays Ramon Guerrero, and Arte Guzman and Mia Suarez, who will both play new characters. EBC Films President Rowena de la Fuente de Imoy says that EBC Films will continue its mission to provide child-friendly and meaningful films that are full of values. Netflix has agreed to team up with the makers of Crazy Rich Asians for a production based on the gripping real-life rescue of the Wild Boars football team from a flooded Thai cave. Take a look.
ครับผมมือถือนะครับ1 2 3ครับขอบคุณ
We at Netflix believe that great stories travel. There is a universality to storytelling, and this incredible tale is certainly no exception. We are more than delighted to be partnering in Thailand with wonderful creative teams to bring this story to light.
ก็จะมีทั้งนักแสดงชาวไทยแล้วก็นักแสดงต่างชาตินะคะแล้วก็รายละเอียดจะไปกับทางเราค่ะเรียนเชิญท่านต่อไปค่ะ
And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Maricar Velasco and I am 1 with 25.
Oh, hi everyone! This week on Net25 Kids Live, we will talk about the importance of sleep and why we should get enough sleep every night. Remember, Kid Kwento is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 to 4:30 p.m. while Anong Senior with Ate DJ is on Tuesday and Thursday at 4 to 4:30 p.m. only on Net25. I am Teacher Sally. And I am 1 with 25. See you!
Ang lalawigan ng Cebu ang nangunguna sa mga listahan ng 81 provinces na may pinakamaraming bilang ng mga botante. Ayon sa COMELEC data, ang higit 3 million voters ay binubuo ng 5% ng registered voters sa Pilipinas. Sa nangungunang 20 vote-rich provinces, 5 ang nasa Calabarzon, habang 3 ang nasa Central Visayas, kabilang na ang Cebu. Mga dapat ninyong malaman ngayong halalan.
Susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Kasama sa araw-araw na almusal tuwing umaga. Mga paboritong scrambled, sunny side up, boiled egg at iba't ibang luto pa ang maaaring gawin sa itlog para ikaw ay mabusog. Isa sa mga itinuturing na pinakamasustansyang pagkain ang itlog. Marami ring figure-conscious ang isinasama ito sa kanilang diet. Sa dami ng pwedeng gawin, hindi maikakailang maganda rin itong pagkakitaan. Matuto at magkaroon ng ideya sa pagsisimula ng negosyong poultry. Kung sa natural na paraan ay kailangan ng tandang at inahing manok upang magkaroon ng itlog, sa tinatawag na chicken egg layer farming, maaari nang makapangitlog ang inahing manok dahil lamang sa sangkap ng pagkain nila, kahit walang tandang. Ayon sa pag-aaral, umaabot sa 19 na milyong itlog ang nakokonsumo nating mga Pinoy kada araw. Kaya naman ang pagmamanukan ay isa sa mga pangunahing source of livelihood sa bansa. 2008 nang matapos sa pag-aaral ng Doctor of Veterinary Medicine si kapatid na Dexter Baroga.
Itong kurso ko pong ito kagustuhan po ng tatay ko po. Ayaw ko po sana maging veterinaryo. Nurse po sana. Nung nag-aaral na po ako, parang nagugustuhan ko na rin po yung course ko. Mahilig din po ako sa mag-alaga ng mga animal kasi kaya napamahal na rin po ako sa course ko po.
Nakapangasawa rin siya ng may kaparehong kurso at nagplanong magtungo sa ibang bansa.
Tapos pagkatapos noon, sinubukan po namin mag-abroad po ng New Zealand. Pero hindi po kami sinwerte po.
Di man pinalad na makapangibang bansa, nagkaroon naman sila ng pagkakataon para makapagsimula ng isang business.
Sinubukan po namin mag-poultry po. Palibhasa po, parehas po kami ng kurso, kaya ito na rin po yung napili naming pagkakakitaan na po. Sa lahat po kasi ng mga pag-aalaga po ng mga animal po dito sa Pilipinas po, ang pinakamaganda po kasi yung pag-aalaga po ng paitlogin.
Marami ang pwedeng pagkakitaan sa pag-aalaga ng manok, pero ang pinagtuunan ni kapatid na Dex ng pansin ay ang pag-iitlogan.
Dito po sa Abra po, ang uri ng mga pagpo-poultry po, marami po Mayroon pong broiler, mayroon po yung free grazing, sabi po nila yung pinapakawalan lang po siya. Tapos pang-karne po lahat yon. Tapos yun sa amin, pagpapaitlog. Dito po kasi araw-araw nakikita mo yung kita mo po yung ganansya mo. Saka kung nangingitlog po sila araw-araw, yun na rin po yung doon kami kumukuha ng pambili ng patuka po nila.
Kabilang sa kailangan sa egg production ay ang bahay ng mga manok o layer cages.
Ang unang i-consider po pag magpapatayo po ng mga ganitong poultry po, yung location po, maganda po yung ventilation. Importante din po yung ilaw. Pag sa umaga po, iniilawan po namin sila mga alas 5 po na umaga. Tapos pag maliwanag na po, pinapatay namin. Tapos pag hapon na po, pag medyo madilim-dilim na, binubuksan na naman po namin sila. Tapos hanggang alas 9 po ng gabi. Dapat po kasi ang daylight po ng mga manok, 16 to 19 hours a day para makuha po yung tamang production po nila. Pag sumobra po yung ilaw, magkaka-prolapse po sila. Hindi na po sila makapagpapahinga para sa